Well, good afternoon, everybody. Man, I'm not used to hearing myself like that. Wow. All right, I'm everywhere. Everybody doing good? Good. Everybody enjoyed lunch? Awesome. I couldn't help but notice when folks were coming in the room, it was kind of funny to me that the seats that filled up the quickest were the ones right beside the door. So I don't know, y'all were like, who is this guy standing up here trying to decide whether or not you wanted to stay or you didn't want to stay? So hopefully everybody stays. All right. It's good to see everybody. Now, did anybody look at the title of this presentation on the schedule and say, what in the world is this going to be all about? All right. Yeah. Okay. So that's probably why you're here, right? Had no idea, just wanting to kind of get a clue on what we're going to be discussing, what we're going to be talking about with this idea of compliance grungs, all right? And hopefully we'll unpack it. Everybody will walk out the door with some useful information that you can take with you back to your organizations. So we got a couple fun things that we're planning on doing this afternoon. A little skit that we're going to play here in a little bit to kind of bring home the point of what we're discussing and what we're talking about. But here is our objectives and our goals, what we're going to discuss. How in the world do we recognize what in the world these compliance grungs might be within your organization, within our organizations? What do they look like? How do they kind of expose themselves? What do they mean? We're also going to talk about something called the difference between these compliance grungs and safety by design. Safety by design is a term that probably a lot of you are pretty familiar with. You may have seen it before, and just by throwing those two things out there, you might already have somewhat of an idea on what we're talking about with this compliance thing. But what we're going to talk about and discuss is the difference between these two things, and then how do we get rid of them, all right? Because believe it or not, compliance grungs are not something that you want to have, all right? So if you were hoping that you could have compliance grungs, it's not going to be the right presentation for you. So we're going to talk about what they are, where they come from, and then how do we exterminate them? How do we get rid of them, okay?